Okay, for number 20, we're given this equation, x is equal to 3 over 6y plus 1. And our goal is to solve for y. This means we have to get y by itself on one side, and everything else has to be on the other side. And on the other side, we cannot have any more y, alright? As we can see, this is a rational equation because we have a fraction right here. So we can use the same strategy. We can multiply this and that by the lowest common denominator. Even though we can also look at this as x over 1 and then do cross multiplication. Well, I just want to be consistent with this section right here. How to solve rational equation by multiplying every fraction that we have with the lowest common denominator. Anyway, this is the only denominator that we have. So I will multiply the x by this, which is the 6y plus 1. And likewise, I will multiply this by 6y plus 1. And be sure, we use parentheses accordingly, okay? All right, on the left-hand side, we'll take the x and then distribute, right? So x times 6y, this is going to give us 6xy, and x times positive 1, that's plus x. And this is going to be equal to, on the right-hand side, you see 6y plus 1, and this 6y plus 1, they can be cancelled out. So we only have a 3 left on the right-hand side. Okay, this is what we have now. No more fractions, that's good. Our goal is to get y by itself. Y is right here. This is the only y that we have now. 6xy and then plus x. We have to get rid of the x first. This is the plus x, so we are going to subtract x on both sides. Cancel, cancel. And you see, we will have 6xy, and this is equal to, here we will have 3 minus x. Let's put it down in this order, okay? Or you can also write it down as negative x plus 3, up to you. Right here, we have 6 times x times y. I need to get rid of the 6x. What should we do? You see, this is multiplication. I will have to divide both sides by 6x. I will do the same right here as well. Divide this by 6x. And you see, I divide the entire right-hand side by 6x. This is legitimate. This is okay. 6 and 6 will cancel, x and x will cancel, and finally, we will have the y by itself, and this is equal to, well, right here, we can just write it down as how it is, 3 minus x over 6 times x. Here is a small question for you guys. Right here, can I reduce the 3 and the 6? No, we cannot, because you see on the top, this is 3 minus x. So technically, we have that invisible parentheses. So this is a factor by itself. On the bottom, this is a 6 times x. So they are not the same factor. We cannot reduce them, all right? And seriously, just do not reduce them, and you don't need to write down that parentheses. You just have to remember not to cancel the 3 and the 6. You can leave the answer like this. Another way to write down the answer, let me just write it down in blue for you guys. You can also put it down as, maybe earlier I put down the negative x first, right? So I will have negative x and then plus 3 and then all over the 6x. This is okay too. This is another way to write it. And we prefer to have like one big fractions for the final answer, either this or that. But be sure if you have this form right here, you cannot take the negative to the front, because this right here, it's not the same as when you have the negative in the front and then the x plus 3 over 6x. Why? Because remember, when you have the negative in the front, this will tell you that, hey, on the top, I have to attach a parentheses. And when I do that, I will have to distribute negative to the x, which is negative x. And I will have to do negative times positive 3, which is negative 3x, negative 3, right? So this is no good. So don't do this. Anyway, either this or that will be good. That's it.